podcast. Our first official guest for the Sovereign Vibrations. Thank you. A strong lioness, I have to say, of the tribe. And it's just, even in just being on now line with both of you, I just feel this like instant lift in my energy. You know, how do you feel when you just speaking to people on the wavelength, you know, and people that you can be really unique with, and not just unique, but yourself with, you know, like you don't have to hide behind lies and you know, pretending that things are this when they're that, you know, you can be yourself, and that's when your vibrations feel so lifted, you know.
My light just flickered.
Did it? Oh gosh, after we're speaking about this,
it just started flickering.
Lights now. Yeah, they're flickering, aren't they?
Wow, it never does that. That's so strange. Energy.
Oh, wow.
Well, hi Shannon, I'm Nikki. Nice to meet you.
Oh, hang on. Why did we not put you on both? Oh, there you go. Now I can see you all. Hey.
So I think Nikki and Shannon, you briefly met on one of my meditations, but it wasn't really, you didn't get to speak too much at that time, did we? It was already just on there. It was, when was it? When we had the alignment.
Yeah. What was that? The 21st or something of December?
Quite a powerful time as well. Yeah. And I think every single time, I mean, anytime we've got these really powerful alignments now this year, it's just back to back to back. There's so many amazing things happening in the stars. I wish I knew more about it, you know, to really maximize the energies that we could be doing, things that we could be doing in that time, you know, and things that are going on in the world or showing up in places and crop circles and what have you. I wish I just knew more about the alignments and how it all works.
Me too. I know. I decided like this year I'm going to get into the solstices, you know, like the equinoxes and the solstices, because I think that is like the bringing in of a new season is actually really important.
Yeah, it's kind of like the white witches, huh? The John says, "Mummy, you're a white witch, aren't you?" Well, that's what his dad calls me.
Yeah, I often get told I'm part of the cult as well.
Yeah, I know. If you, well, the thing is, if you disagree with the narrative, then you're a part of the cult, you know. So, and you hate to tell these people, hang on, it might be the other way around, but you know, who are we to judge? Who are we to call names? Exactly. But you know, if you look at yourself,
it's just one of those things. People, if they're not into it, it just, to them it sounds alien. Like, that is so weird. Like, my light never does that, and it's constantly flickering. It's pretty amazing.
Do you feel anything? Is there any goosebumps or hair standing up?
Anytime something that especially resonates with, I always know when something's true or really resonates with my soul, because it's like you feel your DNA recalculating or recoding when someone talks to you of something that you're either meant to hear, or I don't know, it just really connects to me. And I'm like, I always know if something's true because I get that sort of feeling in me. And I'm like, even if like someone's died or it is like a missing person, if I get this feeling, I'll be like, in my mind, I'm like, they're gone. I just know they are. It's weird. Like, I can't explain it. I always used to do it when I was a child, like, and now I connect little things back. Like, I used to see things before they happened, but I would never tell people when I was younger that I would, because you would just, I saw that before it was going to happen. I saw a car crash happen before it happened. I never forget it. It was near the park that I used to play in. And it's as you get, now I'm obviously older. And
how old was you then?
It was when I grew up in Harrow. So I left there when I was 11 years old. So it would have been some time before then. I'll never forget it. I can remember the road it was on and everything. Like, I saw it before it happened, and then it actually happened. It was weird.
Like, how long before it happened?
Oh, like minutes. It's like just before it happened, I could see it. It was a white car. I'll never forget it. And then a crash actually happened, and I was like, oh. It's like, because you're young, you just you would brush it off. But then I remember thinking it didn't happen. It happened after I saw it happen. And I always think things before they happen too. And I'm like, I think, am I getting the message that something's going to happen? And then it's like, is it my dream? Is it an actual message? Then it happens in real life, or what we think is real life.
That's the thing, isn't it? What is real life? What is being
Yeah.
fed to us? Where's the perception coming from? Not just TV. I'm sure the perception is coming from other things as well. You know, I mean, obviously we're constantly on our smartphones and on our computers, so I'm sure that's feeding us. But there's other perceptions as well. And the other thing is funny how we were talking about rain cleansing just a second ago, Nikki, because I feel as well, because I don't know if you know, I'm sure you've both read about Dr. Emoto with, you know, with the water vibrations and changing the, you know, and how water has its own energy. And so I've always said to Dominic, and I said to my mum as well, that the water, especially in the UK, we have a lot of rain. It's just constantly raining. The water carries energy. So I've always said that energy must be fed in the water, because this is why in UK is a very depressing place a lot of the time. You know, when the sun shines, then everybody's happy and jump in and spring in their step. But otherwise, people are miserable most of the time in the UK. So and it's constantly raining. And I always say there's some energy in that rain. There is energy in that rain. There's type of vibration in that rain. Because when the rain comes down, all of a sudden, and it's like the Ghostbusters. Remember the Ghostbusters film, and we had the slime, and the slime had its own energy, didn't it? And once they took away the slime, you know, then we had the love vibration. So that water
maybe
carries.
you have really clean air then, because like I do know like the rain molecules, like maybe chemtrails aren't as effective in the UK because it rains more. I mean, like the thing is like it takes, like water molecules take other particles in the air and bring them back into the soil. Like they don't let stuff hang out in the sky. So that's what is really cleansing and beautiful. Like that's the system of, like, you know, every time a volcano explodes, there's more CFCs put into the atmosphere than all the world's cars in 2 years. So, I mean, and we have how many like volcanoes even going off right now, you know, it's crazy the amount of gases and things that go in that. But like our Earth's natural cleansing system is the rain. That's our filtration. So I think it's just, we kind of, I don't know, like I started really feeling into that yesterday, because I was really getting down about, like, you know, maybe all these diabolical plans to use chemtrails to do weird things or whatever. And I'm kind of going like, no, like even if it is like let's say this whole global elite is really like some aliens or something. Even an alien's got nothing on Mother Earth. Like Mother Earth herself is a powerful being, and she is gonna take care of herself, you know. So I think that that's I don't know, whenever people get like too into this dark stuff is gonna happen and it's really coming down, I'm like, yeah, it's a yin yang balance though. Things are about to, there's only so far that's going to be able to go.
This is the one thing I really like about you as well, Shannon, because I notice every time we have a conversation and we start talking about anything that's going on negative in this world, is straight away, you know, I don't focus on that. I focus on the positives. I focus on how we can raise the vibrations, and this is what I thought a few well, probably a few months back now. I think we've all got to the point where we realize there's only so much we can do to help awaken humanity by going up there and trying to speak them and shaking them and listen, this is how it is, and this is how it is, and our own family, you know, our own blood, not just people, strangers and what have you. And then you realize there's only so much we can do here, and it's like energy's been wasted. And you also feel quite down that you can't change people's opinions, and the people that you feel, well, not that we want to change anybody, we just want them to open up to maybe a different narrative or something else that's going on, not just following what you're hearing all the time. And it can be quite, you know, it can make you feel quite low, because you think, gosh, nobody is waking up, you know, everybody's brainwashed, blah 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 blah, or they just don't want to see another side to the story. And it just comes down to a matter of, you know what, I know so many people out there as well that are awake and do feel alone, you know, or feel that they don't have enough backup, you know, as a tribe. And so I just made the conscious decision, you know what, I'm going to support our tribe. I'm going to support the tribe to make it even stronger, the ones that are fully awake and are out there doing their best to help humanity, but focus on their own vibration, keep the vibration lifted. Don't go into places and positions and with people where they lower your vibration, just by the fact that you can't help them. They don't need, it's like the mountain pose, we do need to off that mountain energy. just stay in that mountain energy and in that present state of awareness, in control of our own body and mind and our own feelings, emotions, and vibrations. And this is what it is. We need to keep our vibrations lifted and help the tribe keep lifting and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And just 5 of us is so much more stronger energy wise than millions of these herd that are sleeping and their vibration is, because the infinite love vibration is zillion times more. And the truth vibration.
I just shivered there as you said that.
The truth
It's
vibration. The truth vibration is just invincible, where you have the fear vibration and the lie vibration just down here. There is no match. So I've just got to trust in the universe and the bigger picture. There is only so much I could have done there. And I'm just going to walk my walk, and I'm going to talk my talk, and I'm going to stay with the lions. And now I'm saying my tribe, and strengthen the lions and help them, if there's things that they need help with and support with, and knowledge that they might not know, and vice versa. This is where I think the strength now will come.
100%.
Well, I mean, I also kind of I've started thinking of things in terms of magnetism and being like I am a magnet, and then I don't want to be an iron filing. Like an iron filing is just somebody that's attracted to magnets. I want to be my own magnet, so I feel like if a bunch of us magnets get together, we become even stronger. So I love that analogy that you just gave with that is really cool. But I mean, I also kind of think like our meditations and stuff, I think there's group intent that we can do to even energetically that will help change things. Plus also timelines aren't fixed,
No, precisely.
I don't know exactly what's going on with all the magic of timelines, but I had a 30-second deja vu on Monday. I was at a metalsmithing class, and I was filing this thing, and the guy and my teacher was saying something to me, and then I was like, oh, I'm in a deja vu, and he was like, right now, and I was like, yes, and I even told you that in my deja vu. Oh my god, it went on for way too long for a deja vu. I was like, something's really weird about this. But
I mean, it happens to me all the time. I get so much deja vu, so much, and it goes on for a while. And I'm standing there, and I'm saying to the person, I'm in deja vu right now. I'm actually in it. Yeah, it's still going. It's still happening. And it goes on for a long time. It goes on for a long time. It's happening. Wow, this is just, I saw this, and I saw the date, and I saw when this happened, blah, 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 blah.
I know exactly what you're about to say. And I feel this whole thing, it's wow.
Yeah, and deja vu is not supposed to be that long, is it? And it's like the deja vu is increasing. It's like your memory is increasing now of something that's happened or going to happen. Like the past, present, and future has always existed in the same space. So it's now a matter of we jumping into these frequencies very quickly and being able to hold that space, that vibration for longer.
Well, the longest one I had was I went to Chile for the eclipse. I think that was the summer of 2019, or I think it was June of 2019 or July. And right after I saw the full solar eclipse, we went to this other town the next day, and we were trying to go to this port to go see the sunset. And it was like a place, it was like this town that has all this graffiti everywhere, really cool, murals. And we were trying to figure out how to get to a balcony to see the sunset. And as we were running, I started having a deja vu, and it lasted 30 minutes. And I had to stop my friend. And I was like, hey, Martine, look, I'm in the middle of a deja vu, and it's still going on. And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, it's been 5 minutes. It's still going on. She was like, okay, well, what's going to happen? And I was like, we already had this conversation before. What I'll tell you how it ends. We're going to do all this running. We're going to run, and we're going to go. There's going to be some banister with the staircase, and there's going to be shoes at the end of it. And she was like, if that's true, then this is freaky, whatever. So it happened exactly like that. And that's how it ended. It ended 30 minutes later when I looked down this banister, these stairs, and there was these little shoes at the bottom of the stairs. I've never been to this town ever in the history of my life. It's in Chile. I don't know. And then I was like, it was uncomfortable. I didn't actually like it because it felt too like, I don't know what you can do in it. And it was like inevitable. Everything about it was inevitable. It felt just like I just have experienced this whole thing. The sunset was beautiful. It was fun. It was a good deja vu. It wasn't a bad deja vu in terms of like the moment and the experience was a nice time. But I just, it really made me go like, am I in assimilation? Like, does time repeat itself?
Like, crazy thing though. I mean, how do you explain deja vu? Because when you're in it, and you're like, I've seen this before, but have you seen this before? Or because you're experiencing it now, aren't you? So how have you seen this before? Is it like constant? Is it the time on top of each other, the past, present, and future? What do you think, Shannon?
Another version of us in another dimension that's already had that experience, because there's different versions of us in loads of dimensions, and that's how we can, you know, connect each version of ourselves and bring all that knowledge into our physical being.
This is exactly what I talk about in my book, actually. I touch a little bit of it on the new vibration, but in the total chakra balancing, on my the final chakra, which I kind of stepped back a little bit from because it was a bit freaky when certain things were happening. I need to go back into it now and delve into it. But it was the 8th one that I was working on. And it really, that's when the infinity symbol kept coming into my mind. So I bought loads of infinity posters and stuff like that. And then the actual infinity symbol was what I put in my book for that particular chakra. And then I ended up buying infinity rings and infinity everything. And what it was just the fact that I became so much aware of multi-dimensional universes and the multi-dimensional aspects of ourselves, and then being able to penetrate this chakra, you was able to go into that aspect of yourself from a multi-dimensional universe, or you know, a parallel universe, and be the person that was in that universe, feel that energy and bring it back in here into the energy that you're in now, because there might be something that you really feel like you want to do in this life, but for some reason it's not happening. You cannot connect to that vibration, you know, that other aspect of you is living in the opposite universe or parallel universe. And that's why you're so aware of this. Like, for example, I'm really, really connected to Latin dancing for some reason. I have this real urge when I listen to the Latin, I just want to get up and I feel like I just know what I'm doing. And I've never Latin before. And I remember this lady said to me, you were Spanish one day, you was a famous Spanish dancer. And I thought, what? And then maybe that's a past life that still I'm holding on to, or maybe it's something that's going on right now somewhere else. Even with my music, you know, I got to a certain place in the music industry and as a singer, but I know I'm a very, very good musician. I know I'm a very good singer and songwriter, but I never got to the point where I really became big. I ended up going into the yoga, and that was more my focus in this universe, in this existence, in this part of my you know, being in this world. But maybe in a different universe that Kieran has or is living that life, you know, and there's a vibrational connection that I'm not meeting here, that I couldn't have lived that, but she is living that, and I can jump into her and find out what it is and come back in, you know. And this is what the energies were telling me, you know, this is all messages were coming into my head that is possible, you know. That's the quantum jumps, isn't it? The quantum leaps, where you can leap into yourself, feel what they're feeling, and then come back.
That makes me kind of think of the whole thing. Well, maybe like if we're changing the timeline, maybe we're just jumping into a more advantageous dimension of ourselves, like being like, okay, like we're in a really weird Alice in Wonderland world here. Like I want a different one. So, I mean, you know, maybe, I don't know. It's interesting how that works. But then you also think about that whole, the Mandela living dead person theory. And this woman that I talked to from the Time Chronicles, her name is Starfire Tour. She really talks about how, like, she really, like recently, this last weekend, there was posts that said that Mary Tyler Moore died, the actress. But then people are like, well, she died in 2017. So people remember it differently. And you're kind of going like, well, why? Like,
yes.
Yeah.
And it's clear about so Yeah, how can you say, because there's so many people that say, yeah, I remember that. I remember the newspapers. I remember this and that happened. And then all of a sudden the person's alive. And so but I remember watching something on one of the channels. I can't remember now. I can't remember the subscription I was on. And there was loads of programs back to back on there. Some really enlightening and inspirational programs. And there was a lady on there, which was really, really great to listen to, because she was saying that we have the power as just in our existence to be able to change how things are. So say, for example, you went out and you hurt yourself on a plant or whatever, and you just got a massive cut or what have you, and it was really, really painful. You can actually go back in your mind to that situation and change it and heal very, very quickly, because the body then has to respond to the vibration that you're in now, which is, you've just come back and you're now telling yourself that didn't actually happen. That didn't happen. You didn't cut yourself when you was out there making, on the plants and whatever. And all of a sudden the body just bam, heals itself, because it has to clear it off now, And the same thing when you're looking for things, like, I swear I put that keys on my windowsill, right? And then you come back 2 minutes later and they're not there. And then like 2 days later, the damn keys are on this windowsill. And you think, how did they get there? And what she was saying was, it just jumped from the dimension or frequency or time. I can't remember if she said timeline or something. She said you just went in from one, seeing it was there, then you went into one that it wasn't there, and then you just went back into one that it was there, and that's it. She said it all exists at the same time, and you also have the power to go back to unlimited possibilities of a situation as well. Hence why you can go back and that thing didn't happen and the thing just heals. And that, if that's what she's saying, I need to find the name of the lady actually and see if we can put a link up of that video, because if that is real, and she also said in that the powers to be, or the CIA, in fact, and have known this for a very long time. They've known this for a very long time. Kennedy times as well. They knew this. They knew that people had the power of the mind to be able to switch how things happen, and have just got their past, in immediate past, or just even a little bit further, and they can actually change their past and future very quickly just by shifting their minds. And she said they know this. The CIA know this, and the FBI know this. And they're trying to hide these documents and paperwork and trying to do lots of investigations on certain people. But I need to find that link and see, because if that's the case, we are so much more powerful than anybody can comprehend.
Yeah, we are. And that's why obviously the CIA do the MK Ultra mind control on people, and mainly celebrities, because they've been doing it for years, where they can do the trigger words on people that they can make them snap into this illusion that they don't even know that they're in. You can see it where there'll be a trigger word and then someone will it'll be like they shut off like that, and
I've seen that many times.
the lights are on but no one is. I think my camera's blurry, sorry, just give it a little wipe. It's like the lights are on but no one's in. So yeah, that makes sense. They know everything, because it's like we all came here, they've got a cheat book on life, and we have our memories wiped, and we're left to scramble around and find ourselves.
We get those little deja vus, and we get the little things, and we think, hang on a minute, something's not right here. And luckily, as we're opening and questioning, that others are just boom, okay, we'll just take it.
I mean, it really does. I mean, the placebo effect has been proven to be like, so really what it is our beliefs are amazing. So like, I have this little cut on my finger. I don't know if you guys could see it right there. Okay. So I was in my metalsmithing class on Monday, and I was sawing, and I was trying to get through this piece of metal, and I was like, and I was holding it down with this hand, and I went boom, and I felt it hit the bone, right? But before I even looked at the thing, I took the saw away, I put it here before it started bleeding, I held pressure on it, and I gave it like a bunch of healing energy, and I said it didn't hit the bone, it just barely touched the skin, it's just a surface scratch. And like I knew it was going to be like a major cut, and like when I released it, it was going to be squirting tons of blood, and I could feel the pressure moving, and I like breathed into it, and I convinced myself that 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 wasn't true. What was true was that it was a scratch. It was just a barely surface, and then it just became a barely surface scratch, I swear. And I knew I had the power to do that. And I basically did Reiki onto it, but like real intense for like 10 minutes, and just was calm, was like confident in my belief that I didn't hurt myself that bad. And then when I finally took it off, I was fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I think,
true example.
yeah, if I would have seen that it was like, then I would have been like, no! Oh my God! But
that's the thing, you have to keep all the senses apart, don't you? Don't hear it or don't see it, or that's what they say, don't tell me about it, don't tell me, don't let me see it, don't let me see it.
Yeah.
You know?
True. This is why I also believe, you know, now I understand. I also now look back and reflect on things. So now, just as you said that, Nikki, it also reminds me of, you know, when a child hurts themselves, unless they see it, they won't, when they see the blood, that's when they cry, because now they're like, whereas if they don't see it, they don't really cry unless they see it. And the same as if they have cut themselves, you know, you say to a child, like I do it to my niece and nephews all the time, if they're crying, if they hurt themselves, do you want me to kiss it better for you? Just like my mum was, you know, asking me, and then, and they'd be like, yeah, and it's bad what they've done, you know it is, and then you kiss it better. Is that better? Yeah. It's not better, but that they believe that the power of our kiss has healed him.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it doesn't hurt anymore, but and that's how the pain goes.
And also it heals, I think. The children, it heals quicker, doesn't it? Because children are not judgmental. We went yesterday actually to the park with my friends, little girl, my friends, 2 girls, and the little girl, she got bit in the neck. I would literally, some kind of insect was on her neck. And then I saw it as I turned, and her mum saw it, and she just quickly took it off her, and it literally bit up, boom. And she was like, ah! She was really, really upset. And I said, I goes, let me just put some water on it, and it will takes the sting away straight away like this. I put the water on it. I said, there, gone. And she just stopped crying. I carried on walking. That was it. I said, there, gone. Boom. Took it away.
Really powerful. That's amazing.
And it was just a mind. She thought, oh, okay, she's taking it away with the water. Boom. And it just stopped.
Mind over matter. And as you say, with the placebo effect, there's also the opposite, a nocebo effect, the not believing, and it's very real. I don't know if you, I do speak about him all the time because I'm a massive fan of him. Dr. Bruce Lipton talks on this, and again, it's the power of our mind. We have the power to physically heal ourselves on all levels, and the reason why Big Pharma don't want to know about this kind of treatment is because they can't put it in a tablet and they can't sell it to anyone, and since they can't make money off of it, they don't want to know. So, you know, we really are the power to change each other, change the world, and they make us not believe that we can do that. So they make us rely on them. I say as a collective, but yeah, it's mad. Our brains are literally supercomputers.
Yeah, and that's even a belief system that a little tiny bundle of chemicals is gonna, you know, fix your universe within you. Yeah, that's also basically some sort of placebo effect kind of thing too. So it's just
they give you the medicine that we've got to get better. Yeah,
because it's not like we have a bunch of receptors in our body in case we might take these certain tablets. It's us believing, because most people believe in medical professionals or doctors. They really believe them because they're conditioned to thinking that when you're sick, you go to the doctor makes you better. So we go there with the intention of, oh, I feel awful, my doctor's going to make me feel better, and they give you a prescription, and just by getting that little prescription gives that person comfort in they're going to be better now. I'm going to go to my chemist, they're going to give me the medication, and the minute I take it, I'm going to feel better. They're the ones that are doing the work. It's the tablet as an effect is really not helping them. It's their mind, because it's just a bunch of chemicals in that tablet that we don't need, and most of them are derived from plants, and then they have loads of other stuff in there as well.
The plant bit is fine. The plant bit is fine. It's everything else, isn't it?
Behind you? Is that a vision board behind you?
Yes. I needed to, it was a few years back. I don't know what, I've had a few things happen actually. I ended up going to a tree house retreat. Some music stuff happened in there that I haven't got the Audi though. You know, there's the Audi on.
Oh, I like the Audi.
I haven't got that yet. Maybe that's coming. And I had a lot of animals on there. The animals that they're trying to exterminate from this world. I thought I'm going to put them on my vision board because that makes sure that they stay there. So I need to have them there. I've got wolves on there because I didn't like what was going on with the wolves and foxes and all kinds of things, and champagne when I'm celebrating with my people. That we've awakened the world. And just things like extraordinary spirits. Funny, extraordinary minds, but extraordinary spirits on there. And just some fun, just beauty and just good words on there as well. So
I love it.
Yeah, so I had some bits and bobs on there. I probably need to change it a little bit or add some different ones. Have you guys done vision boards before?
Yeah, I did a 2021 that was all about travel. That didn't work. Shannon, I don't know much about you, so tell me about you. Like, what's your magic about?
What about me?
Okay, so I know that's a hard question.
So
how did you become, like, not a sheeple? How about that?
Okay, so if I go back, I'll just go back to my fall of me connecting my whole timeline of where I am today. I'd say as a very young child, I used to go to bed worrying of what's out there. Why are we here? What are we? And I know it's probably people might think, are you sure you thought that? And I'm like, I can explain it in so much detail because I remember it so vividly. I was probably, I don't know, 4 or 5. When I used to go to bed, I used to cry myself to sleep because I'd be like, what if everything was just black, like just a black canvas or just a white canvas? There was not one speck of existence. That's what I used to ask myself. What if there was nothing? And then I started to worry, like, oh, well, then my parents wouldn't be here. And then I worry, oh, I could never live without them. And I used to say all these things in my mind as I was going to sleep. It was very strange. And I also used to hold my face in the pillow of like this, because when I would be in the pillow and the pressure on me, it was like there was like galaxies in my eyes, like Milky Ways. Like I see sort of stars and stuff like that. And I used to always do it because I don't know, you're young and you just do little things like that. And I would always keep my face in the pillow to have this experience of this visual experience. So that would be my initial thing, is that question in my mind. And then as a teenager, when I was 13, I then started on the Illuminati, celebrities selling their souls for riches and fame. And then it literally just it went on from there. I just didn't stop. It's like that was me starting digging down the rabbit hole at that age. And each year I've just it's the next thing, it's something else, and it's infinite knowledge. And then and then it went on to me changing my diet. I went vegan 8 years ago. 2 years prior to that, I was very much learning about our bodies and stuff like that. But you can't let go of I didn't want to stop eating meat because I didn't want to do it. It's when you're ready and you have that click in your mind that it's not right. And then it's spirituality, and then energy, and then you're learning about other existences. And I just believe I get directed everywhere that I need to be to take in this information. And if it resonates with me, I take it on and I learn it more. And that's kind of how I became awakened. And it used to stress me out many years ago, like, because I would be the worst person in the room from level of conversation, because it'd be like everyone's having fun, having drinking alcohol, and people be sitting there talking of just random things, and I'll be like, guys, just to let you know, the world is run by satanic people.
I was like that as well.
And people will be like, they was not ready for that when they're all like, hey, drinking, and I'm just like, because when people are talking about stuff like, oh, what do you think? And I would just go, all the way in, and I could never hold back, because I would just sit there, and it's like my body just moves, because it's like just say it, just let it out, because I wouldn't be able to contain myself. I can't just sit there in silence, and I'm a very vocal person, so I couldn't just be like, I couldn't just ignore it and let people believe what they thought was the truth. I'd be like, no, guys, this is it. And then it'd be the food, and then it'd be like, they're poisoning us through the water. There's fluoride in the water. It literally dumbs you down. That's why people are so dumb, retrospectively. And I'd be like, that's why everyone switched off. They can't think that that's true. I said, they spray things in the air. I was like, look it up. Like, just, no, that's just from the aeroplanes. I was like, no, it's not, because that disappears. Like, it's not on every single plane. And yeah, basically I would just explain all these sort of things, and it just got deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And yeah, here I am today. I literally don't eat meat or dairy at all. I started up my own herbal business doing herbs, and yeah, that's kind of,
like, do you do like tinctures and stuff, or what kind of herb stuff do you do?
Oh, so herbal supplements, herbal teas, bath salts. I make sea moss jellies. There's loads more to come, but that's kind of how I started. It was just kind of coming to me. I bought all the stuff for myself, because I'm very knowledgeable on my herbs. Over the years, I've just absorbed information. I talk really fast. I can't help it. I'll slow down. I've done a vegan natural chef course, a naturopathic chef course. So on that, I also learned, it kind of just concreted everything that I knew, to be fair. I knew a lot. I didn't realize until I actually physically done the chef course how much I knew, because my brain it just absorbs and retains information so well. Like, if you was to tell me something right now, I would be able to relay back what you told me to someone else without missing bits out. And yeah, my brain just really retains information. So I just absorb and absorb and absorb. And just, I spread the truth as well. What I learn, and I feel that people should know, I vocalize it to them. And I do get lots of people grateful for me speaking, especially I'm very much positive about everything, because I feel that they try and make us be negative. So I always flip it, which is what you said earlier, Kieran. I always flip it around to the positive, which maybe sometimes negative people don't want to hear, because they're like, no, just let me be negative for once, because I need to go. Everyone does have to go through their emotions, because that's how we're human. But we have to process that feeling, because we have emotions. But I don't like to sit and talk of all the negative things that are going to happen in what we're living in. I'm like, no, we talk about the positive, because then we're feeding the energy to the negative. So why not feed it to the positive? I was just waffled on something else, but I'm really sorry. I always do that. I'm just a waffler. But yeah, I basically deal with herbs. I'm also doing a herbal medicine course at the moment, so I can treat people medically with herbs, rather than just as a non-qualified herbalist, that is. But to me, I don't think your qualification defines you. I do think you should have some level. Like people be like, oh, what, did you go to uni? I'm like, why would I have had to go to university? Why does that define me having a degree in something that I know a lot of, especially when you work with these things? Like I feed myself herbs all the time. I different herbal teas, or I boil it in pots, and I leave it out in the sun in a glass jar sometimes. Just do different techniques to see what works, because I take it myself, so I know
that's
these
where
things.
Your natural interest has gone.
Yeah, it's always been health, because the minute I went vegan, I then felt called upon to constantly, which I know everyone around me will hate me for it, because they want to eat these things, and I'd be like, no, listen, it's doing this to our bodies, it's damaging us, and people don't want to hear that when they want to be eating these things. So my passion has been health since going vegan. Don't get me wrong, I have maybe had my few slip ups at the start. It's only natural to do that, but I'm definitely have been at a point for years that I could never touch eating an animal again at all. I just wouldn't be able to chew it. It'd have to be by force, and I would just, you'd know that I wasn't enjoying it, eating it, because these things aren't really good for us. We're not designed to eat it. And yeah, my passion is sort of health and healing, and yeah, just basically spreading knowledge to people, and everything sort of being natural and nice. That's my kind of avenue and goal to go. But there's loads of other things I want to do too. You know, dream big, I say.
Yeah.
Nothing is impossible. If you can envision it, then it can happen. So yeah, that's kind of about me.
Mind and feeling, huh? If you feel
Yeah.
it, if you can see it, it can happen.
Yeah,
I love it. You're a true light warrior.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, and a strong one as well. And I like the positive energy as well, the lifting energy. And the thing is, like, you know, that's very important with us, you know, light warriors or whatever we want to call ourselves, you know, warriors of love, I like to call us, because it's so important not to be taken by that negative energy. And you can rant about it. I mean, sometimes you have that passionate type like moment where you like, goodness sake, blah 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 blah. You just, you know, you can't believe that certain things are happening in certain ways. But those strong warriors will be able to enter that trust energy very quickly, the knowing energy very, very quickly, and stay on that wavelength. And that I really feel that of people. You know, I can really sense that of people, and that is what we need now, right now. This is the energy that's needed the most. You know, so
yeah, people have to feel us. And I think you know, people might think a nice compliment might be saying, oh, you're really beautiful, or you're really handsome, or you're really nice. And it's like, no, probably the most top tier compliment is your energy is amazing. Like, to me anyway, when people compliment your energy, that is top tier.
I used to have that as a yoga teacher for many, many years. You know, I've been teaching for 20 odd years now as a teacher, and doing all my other like spiritual teachings, and you know, people used to say certain things like that. You know, you'd see that people getting attracted, and I would have to remind them that it's not my physical being you're attracted to. It's my energy. It's how I teach you. It's that you feel that energy from me, because I feel it. Because I feel that energy with my heart when I'm teaching, whether it's my yoga or whatever I'm speaking about in my seminars or my, you know, workshops or whatever. I feel it. And this is what I say to my son when he's playing his piano and his guitar. If you feel it, they'll feel it. If you don't feel it, they won't feel it, because what it is your heart. Your heart expands at 6 feet in front of you. The resonation of the heart is so strong. And when you're beaming with that energy, because you're feeling what you're doing and passionate about what you're saying, everybody else in that room is going to feel it. They're going to get emotional because they can feel that vibration. And that's what it is. And this is what I used to say to people many, many years when I was teaching. It's not my physical being, because really that doesn't even exist. It's the energy inside me that you can feel. And that is connected to the infinite. That is connected to the spiritual energy of, you know, universal intelligence that constantly speaks through me and speaks to you.
Well, I also feel like
100% right.
You are 100% right. I had these starseed twins. They're like these like really like energy healing, like really cool like dudes who they're like, oh, I love your energy. It's so amazing. You have such great. I was like, oh, thank you. Because it was weird because like I don't get like that with looks, because like you genetically look what you genetically look like, right? Like you could win the lottery, you're not there. Like that's like whatever. That doesn't, I don't have a control. I wasn't in control of getting this face. Like this is the face that, you know, genetics gave me. So, but my energy I am control of. And you are in control of how you have developed yourself spiritually or not. And you are in control of like where your mood sits, and you are in control of like where you're putting your vibration and where you're putting your intentions and how you are coming off energetically. And so when you get a compliment of that, you're like, well,
yeah. I 100% agree. I think these warriors of love that we call them, these light warriors, they don't feel so big when someone says you're beautiful, or like physically, because they know that that's not them, and they know they can look like, you know, whatever you in the morning and whatever, just when you're having a really tired day. But yeah, you're right. When someone says you're beautiful, you know what they're talking about, that energy inside them, you know, that's the energy they're feeling. And that's when, yeah, you feel, you know, thank you. You want to be grateful for that connection or that recognition. because that, you know, that's what they're saying. 100% right. 100% agree.
100%. Even like if you think on a day that you maybe looked a bit more rough, maybe if your hair was scraped up, you were still you, and being around people, they are still going to feel your vibration, and you're still going to lift them up. It doesn't matter if you shaved your hair off, or if you had it all knotty and scraped up here, because you are still your person. And we, like you say, we control our energy, we can control our character. That's why it's important not to let people invade our space, because this is our space. You don't control what happens in this space. Only I do. Only I get to say with whether I want to be sad or happy or angry. Like, no one else gets to decide that. Only we should decide when our emotions should come out. And that's another reason on an energy level. I had someone troll me on my business page. They wrote a really negative comment, which is fine. I do believe the more you raise, you will get them people, even though people might say, but you're so lovely, or you're really, why would someone do that? And it's like, that is why people do that, because you're resonating so high, and they can't get onto your frequency, so they'd rather just attack you from below just to try and bring you down to their level. And I would never respond to the troll, because the minute you respond to that troll, even if you say, have a wonderful, lovely, blessed day, you've now made an energetic connection with them. And just like Reiki, you know, Kieran, you can send it to people if they say yes. But making that energetic connection, they can send you any sort of negativity, any downfall they want to wish upon you, because you've now engaged in that conversation. So it's just important just to delete it. And
I have done that one once before. I did make a mistake, and I did have a troll that was trolling me on my business page, and the same thing. And I did actually react, but you know, I could have won that argument, but in the end, I just deleted it. I thought, Kieran, just stop it, because it's wasting your day, kind of thing.
It's a reflection of them more than you. You know, that's why you have to kind of go like, oh, I always feel sorry for him. Like I recently,
it's their issues. It's their issues they're putting upon you.
Yeah, I recently did this video with this guy who was had way more followers than I did, and we both put it on he put it on his website, and I put it on my YouTube channel. And I went and looked at the comments on like 6,000 people watched the video on his YouTube, whereas like 30 watched it on mine, right? So I go and I look at his comment sections, and it was just stuff like, I don't care for her. Like, you know, just little snippet things like that. And I thought to myself, like, I would never go on YouTube and take the time, even if I didn't care for someone, I wouldn't be like, I don't care for them. I mean, like, you know, it's just one of those things where that just makes me that person's in a dark place, and like, I wished I sent them love.
Exactly. You have to think, you have to think, what makes them feel? What are they going through to make them feel that you really give a damn what they care about you or not? Like, who are they? You've never met them, you don't even know who they are. Like, I really do worry about that, love, that you just don't care about me, you know. Like, that really is gonna take my whole week off, you know. I just don't know what to do with myself, because you don't care for me. It's like, who are you? Kind of thing, you know. That, I mean, I just don't get how people can really think that we're going to give it. We don't even know.
What really triggered them, what you said in that, to make them physically do it. And the person that trolled me, they made a private page. I have to laugh. It's hilarious. You have physically gone out of your way, created a fake email, created a fake Instagram page with no post, had to follow some people so you look like it was a real page, then just to write your horrible comment. Like, I just don't know where they are at mentally to do that. Like, even if I saw something that I didn't like, or even say someone, not that I would care, but say someone was doing something that I didn't like, I wouldn't go out of my way to make a fake page and you're doing this, you're horrible, and you're copying someone, and it's just mad, or you're so rubbish, no one likes you. And it's like, maybe because no one actually likes them, or maybe because they wish that they could do the things that other people are doing, or even like maybe on your video people thought, I wish I had the confidence to speak on a video like you have. And they thought, oh, I don't care for her, because they thought no one's going to care for me. Maybe no one cares for them. That's why they felt the need to reflect their.
But that's the thing where it's like, I try to make sure that, like, even if I'm going to write any review for anything or whatever, like, if you get like egregiously, like, have something horrible, like, oh, this company just stole like $400 from me. Okay, sure, you can write a bad review of that. But like, I try to like build people up. We all rise together. Like, you like, if I'm going to comment on something, it's going to be something positive. I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to wait. If it's something negative, first of all, I'm not even going to finish or like, buy the product again, or get the product, or watch the video again, or I'm not going to complete any, I'm just going to, the class or whatever the thing is, I'm just going to like, okay, like, this isn't for me, move on. But I don't need to like spread my negativity towards anybody else. If I like something, then I will promote it.
Yeah, precisely. But yeah, and I think with social media as well, there's people planted out there anyway now that are purposely there to take people down, or make make comments like that on anyone that is of spiritual, has anything to say that's against the official narrative, and they're watching like hawks, and they work for major corporations, that run by elites. So these people are these trolls are everywhere. So this is the reason why social media, some aspects of social media, some parts of it, it's not for us, I don't think, anymore, and we do need to find other ways to have our voice out there, because we're going to be very limited on certain channels. But
it's going to continue to get more limited, I think, with what we'll be able to share. But for me, it's like I'm getting to a point where I don't like to be on it anyway, but I do think it is important to have some sort of way to connect to new people who are inspiring. But something will develop, because there's a need, it'll develop.
Yeah. We need to put it out there. Maybe it'll be
I think someone actually told me before, there's actually like a dating website for conspiracy theories, spiritual people.
I'm joking. What's it called?
It was one of her clients. She works in Gerrard's Cross. Sorry, Nikki, you won't know Gerrard's Cross. It's actually not far from Kieran. And it was one of her clients told her many years ago that they actually had something for people on that level, which I think is right, because one of my friend's mums, she's single, and she is literally Kieran on our level, and Nikki, and of what's happening, the new earth, like ascension, the evil people that run the world. Like, she is on that level. She even says to me, like, it's so funny, I love her mum to pieces. She came around my friend's house while I was there, and my friend, who's her daughter, she never used to be sort of switched on, and suddenly something inside her has switched on. And one day she called me, she's like, have you heard of Pizzagate? And I was like, yeah. That's like, it's awful, and I processed the emotions of that like 6 years ago, like, of what's happening to children. And she, I can't believe it. And now she's just progressing and progressing and progressing. So now when me and her mum talk, she doesn't be like, oh, can you two stop? Now she's like joining in. And her mum come round and she's like, you know what, Shannon? She said, the sleep people have to just be left asleep now. There's no point us wasting our time anymore trying to wake them up. She was like, I was even talking to my mum, who's my friend's nan, about the vaccination. She's like, they just don't see it anymore, and I'm just not wasting my breath on them anymore to try and force them to see what I see. And it's just great to see people of all different ages, even at the protests that have been happening in different countries. It's not just young people, because people always say, oh, these young people.
I know.
It's people of all ages that are just standing together and awakening. And it's like dominoes. We're dominoes right now, but we're not falling down. We're just we're doing the knock-on effect with each other, but we're rising, and it gives me goosebumps. We're just going to keep continuing to rise. And
we've got another one as well, I think on the 24th. Is it the 24th? There's another one planned,
a protest.
Yeah, another big one in London. So I'm sure that's going to be just as big as well as the previous
23rd of April.
24th, I think. I'm not sure. If it's a Saturday, then that's the 24th. Let's see. Yeah, it's got to be the 24th because it's a Saturday.
Okay, I might go.
You guys should go. I'm in Texas, and so we.
Are you? My friend lives in Texas.
Your family lives in Texas so early? That's
No,
cool.
I have a friend in Texas. We literally just connected again recently. We used to work together many years ago, and just for some reason she reacted to one of my stories, and for some reason I wasn't following her. It was rather strange, and we were just chatting, and we're just on the exact same level when it's like the universe pulled us together for a reason. And she's in Texas now, and she's just so like on my level and advanced, and I'm just like, yes. She was like, I try telling this to people and they just don't see it, and it's like, it's mad. And it's like, it's just crazy how the universe does work. It will pull people in and out of your life when it needs to, and that's why we can't just always hold on, because it's like, no, I've known them for years, I can't not be their friend, or I have to speak to that family because they're my family. And it's like, you can still wish them love, but you can also set boundaries on allowing toxicity into your life. We do have to let it go, because if it's not serving us, we can't just hold on to these things anymore. We have to just let them flow and let them happen as they happen. And yeah, but she's in Texas, so
that's cool. What's your tip for raising your vibration, Miss Shannon? What's your go-to?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My go-to for raising my vibrations is in being out in nature, grounding, staying on the ground, taking your shoes off. Me and my friends used to do it on walks. We would walk in the river. Sorry, I always speak a bit common sometimes. With our shoes off, and I did it with Vanessa as well. Kieran, we went on a walk once, and me, her, and her son took our shoes off on this bit. And especially now the sun was coming out and it's drying up a bit, it's the perfect opportunity to do that. And eating good as well, eating electrical foods, herbs, that's the sun, that raises vibration.
About foods as well, Nikki.
I would say people. I always well, if I not that I always keep myself high, but if I ever feel like I'm lacking a bit of good energy and good vibrations, I will go around the people that bring those conversations that will lift you back up again. And I went and saw one of my friends on Friday, and straight away it's like we went around, we was just chilling, having great conversations that we have, just like we're having here. And you leave and you just feel you feel amazing. And that for me is having really good people around you. And I think having like-minded souls on the same, we're all on, maybe we've all got little slightly different missions to why we're here, our souls, but having souls on the same walk of life as you is the most amazing thing. I'm very grateful for meeting Kieran last year, and some other people. COVID, it was a blessing in disguise for some. As much as it's had its awful things, it's had such great things. And I met some really lovely people last year. I only ever had one friend that I could physically talk about all this stuff to, because no one else, they didn't get it, because they haven't started on the conspiracies and gone down the rabbit hole, the whole channel of why everything is connected, because it is. So now I have loads of people I can talk to, and it's truly amazing. It's made me realize, yes, like what I'm doing is right, and that's why all these new people are going to keep coming into my life, because I've continued to do the work for all these years, and now it will all come together. So yeah, they're kind of my tips. And crystals as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We love the rocks. We were talking about them last week.
Crystal, and releasing things. We tend to do it on portals or moons, but if you feel like you need to let go of some stuff, just sit down and let it go. It doesn't have to be a specific portal. Don't get me wrong, we can really harness the energy of those times, but it can. Oh, it gives me goosebumps. It honestly does. It's like New Year's resolutions. Oh, I'm gonna go to the gym here. I'm gonna stop smoking. I'm gonna do that. We always have to wait for a specific moment to do it. We don't just do it because we want to. So releasing, for me, is another tool to get rid of some excess baggage that might be attached to me, or someone else might have said, just to keep me lifting up. Sage, Palo Santo, frankincense, essential oils. I always smell my essential oils. I even throw them in my shower and let the steam
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds lovely.
But
Well,
what about you?
I'm
What do
really
you do
looking
for
forward to
yours?
the day we can all just stand together and ground ourselves in the earth, take our shoes off, stand down grounded, and connect to that spiritual essence together as a tribe, you know, and raise that vibration. I feel we would feel such a charge, and, you know, it would take us into a different level, you know. But for now, we're going to be doing this online.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You just have to adapt. What do you do to raise your vibrations? I feel like I just waffle loads of things. What do you two do? One of you can go first.
For me, I love baths. I love being in the water, like baths, showers, those help me. I like I'm also a big rock person, big crystal person. And I also sometimes I think it's like disconnecting from online, just going outside. I also like to ground. I like to put my feet on I try to put my feet on and then I did yesterday. I grounded for 30 minutes. I just laid down in the grass and I felt like a million times better. It was just amazing how much something like that will do. Yeah, I think you really have to come back to you. You have to come back to your center. So whatever it is that gets you to do that. And sometimes we get too far in the vortex of the what's going on in the world stuff, even if we're hearing it from our conspiracy theory high vibe friends or not, or you know, it doesn't matter what. Too many people's energies get like smeared on you. Sometimes you need to just be like, yo, nope, nope.
Yeah, back up.
Yeah, precisely. Well, for me, I've got to say, you know, there's many different things because I suppose I do many things, and you know, whether it's Reiki healing or whatever, or just going out and doing bits and bobs. But every morning I have a meditation sequence that I go through, and I do different postures. Every morning I do these particular postures to ground myself, to charge myself, to connect to the higher consciousness, and also to raise the high priestess in me, because I feel that high priestess is within me. So I connect to the high priestess, I clear my chakras. I do this every single morning. And I do my affirmations, which is one of them is that the same rules don't apply to me if this particular 3D dimension. I'm on a different wavelength and I'm on a different rule here as well.
I like that.
And but throughout the day, you know, it's very much about me being present, and I do have the universal messages coming into my mind, and for me, I'm blessed with my son. He makes sure that I'm stay very present, regardless if I want to or not, and it's just that reminds me, you know, of my rush life, because I do live a very busy life. It's probably part of my nature as well. I'm an Aquarius, and right now it's very much a strong Aquarius energy, you know, of sovereign energy that's going on, and leadership energy, and your own leaders coming from within yourself. This is where the lions are coming out, because the leaders are coming out, and the lions, you know, that energy is coming out. And I can be very, very fast paced and do many things, but I'm very present at the same time. But I do have that reminder that grounds me is just live your present awareness, your present life right now. Just embrace what you are doing right now. Feel it, hear it, and see it. That's it. Feel it, hear it, and see it. You know, if I'm with my son, let me feel, hear, and see my son. You know, whatever I'm doing, just be in the present state of awareness, because this is the embracing of your present state. This is the vibrational energy that gives you ease. This is only the present can give you ease, and the ease is then no longer a dis-ease. So once you're in a state of ease, mentally, physically, spiritually, you're no longer open to any state of dis-ease. And the other thing is really just connecting to my heart, because my heart is what takes me to the infinite field of love, and that is where all possibilities exist. And I suddenly remember that I'm safe, that everything around me, the guardians, angels, and healers, and spirit guides are part of me. I am the creator, and I am co-creating my life. No one else is creating it for me. No one else has the right, or ever will. I am co-creating my life, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything that's in my life, and that's what I connect to in my heart. And even just putting your hands on your heart, you just feel that emotion that comes out, you know, and it makes you remember who you are. Very, very strong. So that is my grounding.
I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, this was fun. We'll have to do it again, Shannon. This was cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, probably to meet